those books were. That's why I went ahead and got them graded because I was afraid they was going to turn to dust sitting on the shelf. So anyway, yeah, I have them here, and I was just organizing them and stuff. So we might talk about that here in a minute. Anyway, reason why I'm running late is Todd, of course, has a real job. He teaches young minds in junior high about robotics and science, and he had the award ceremony tonight.
Yeah,
So,
and it was cool. It's always good to see. It's always great seeing, at the culmination of another school year, seeing the kids get their accolades, the pride they have on their faces, the how happy it makes the parents. It's a really cool scene. And what's up, Santi? I know that's one of my kids. What's
oh,
up?
cool.
Yeah, that's one right there from one of my robotics classes. I know who that is.
Santi, jump over to my channel. Give me a sub, my friend.
Definitely.
Did
Shelby's
you
my buddy, dude.
get an award, Santi?
No, he was no, he didn't, but he's a really good dude who I really like. And you might see him at the clubhouse one day helping me. He's that cool.
Well, mosquitoes can survive here, that's for sure. It's humid.
Yeah.
But yeah, those poor books.
He was actually the student who asked me one day when he first came into class. He was like, how did it go? It went something like, I was like, do you like comics? And he's like, I do like some comics. And he's like, do you know anything about the DCU? And I looked at him and I said, I know more than you. And then he's like, do you know anything about Spawn? I was like, well, I know the guy that created him, who I was actually on a conference call with today through Image. But
yeah, I met Todd.
He had over 700 rejection letters before he made it. Really wanted to play baseball. Loved the sport.
Like I said, whenever I met him, he had just put out Spider-Man 300, and he was still talking about maybe going back playing minor league ball.
So I could talk about him before you even get to the comics.
Oh yeah.
And he's a good. He and I, this kid and I think just developed a really good relationship.
And I remember what was funny was there was actually a thing on near the door where you walked in that said, "Warning: the artist signs on the cover." That was so uncommon back then.
Well, because that was a period where it was kind of. It wasn't really.
You didn't sign on. You didn't want to sign on the art, man. You didn't do that. You signed at the bottom under the indicia on the first page.
Yeah, it was considered defacing the cover.
It was, and that's what it said. It said something like that. That might be considered defacing.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong student. I don't know. I get you guys confused.
Did you get confused?
I could be. I don't know. It's a long day. It's a long, long day.
All right. So I have two things of business real quick. A little news.
What's up, John's Comics with Kids? It's always good. I haven't seen you in forever, my friend.
How you doing, John? Those of y'all jumping over on Gorilla Todd's, y'all jump over to my channel real quick and give me a sub, and those on my channel, if you haven't, jumped over to Todd's and give him a sub.
Okay,
so I appreciate it. How you doing, John? Great to meet you.
If you're not going to be there tomorrow, if I don't see you tomorrow, maybe I'll see you Monday. If not, have a great summer, and I'll see you next year. But you can always catch me on the tube.
We're here every Thursday. We're going to keep this constant. We were just talking about that. All right, so I do have two little things.
Thunder God? Sorry, he's
Thunder God. Thank you. Keeping up with
what's
chat.
up to Thunder God.
I told a story last night. You missed a good story that I told on Carlos collecting comics with Carlos, or Carlos collecting something like that, whatever the name of the channel is.
Let's go with Carlos Collects.
Carlos Collects. So All right, Santi says you too. Hey, Mr. Taz,
What's happening, Taz? Mr. Taz
you're
Jr.?
here for Shelby and Todd After Dark. I'm going to turn on, see if I can get the red light going here. Oh, why is that?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Let's see. We'll switch it to. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, we got red now.
What's that?
See, got red light going. So Shelby and Todd After Dark. I got the red light going.
I'm not making a joke there. I'm just gonna and be quiet.
All right. So a friend of mine showed me this online. I have not tried it out, but we're gonna play with it here. So
That's cool.
let's see. A friend of mine showed me this. So this is online, comicbookgradingtool.com. And so you can type in your defects and it'll supposedly give you what CGC will grade your comic book at. And
really?
So right now you start at 10 mint because you don't have any defects reported. So we can add a defect. So select a category. Let's see what we got. What kind of defects do we have on our comic? Oh, we got corner creases.
Yeah, pick some common stuff that you see. Like, how about
I am corner creases are common.
You want me to grab a random book and tell you what I see on it, and we can like play a game?
No, I'm going to compare it to this one.
Oh, okay. You already got something you're working with. Okay.
Yeah. So
you got to make this big.
So there is a corner crease.
Comicbookgradingtool.com.
There's only one. I only have one corner crease. All right, 40 millimeter color breaking creases. I don't have a ruler that's in millimeters.
The other side of the ruler that says MM.
All right, we're going to do this. We're going to say that there's a blunted corner, and we're going to say that. Oh, it already knocked it down to a 5.5, so I'm already below this 7.5.
Wow,
so
it's just a 40 millimeters is pretty good size.
That's a pretty good size. Yeah, I think I need a. So how do I remove that? We're trying this tool out together. Oh,
the circle.
Oh, it's a choose thing. Okay, so a little blunting, that's fine. But I do have one crease. I have. Oh, there we go. Like a 5 millimeter crease. Okay. All right.
Is there something for tears?
Yeah, just a second.
I wonder if a book. Well, I'm going to spend some.
Add again.
I'm going to add some. I'm going to.
Oh, good. Here we go. Okay, so let's see. Tears.
Oh, look at that.
No, it's got all kinds of things. So abrasion, miswrap, color spots, color lift, rounding. So I guess I could scan this and see what they said the defects were, and I could just type them in and see how it does. How about that?
Yeah, let's be
scientific here. So let me scan the QR code here.
Hey Thunder, we're just here to have some good comic talk. We're not trying to sell anything necessarily tonight. We have the avenues that we do sell on. Shelby's got his eBay. Definitely check out Shelby's eBay. He throws some killer books up. He'll throw some killer deals, especially, if obviously we all know Shelby. We can hit him up on the IG. Try to
hit Todd on the IG.
Hit us up, either one of us up for sales on the IG. But if you see anything I show, hit me up. I got a website. I'm on IG. I think we'll do. We can do an occasional auction on a Saturday night if Shelby's down and I'm down.
What you're thinking about tonight is that we should maybe plan that sometime.
Yeah, and I'm down. It's just I got my schedule gets crazy right now sometimes with the cons and stuff. But I could tell like this, for example, this month I'll be in Pasadena this weekend.
All right, I'm going to type in the cert number for this book.
Cool.
So
hey, that might have been my walker. That might have been my walker.
9690007. And that is this book right here.
So all right, small crease.
Small crease,
Right
bottom right. So I put that
over.
in. I did. I put that in.
Small multiple.
Oh, so maybe I should do several minor creases.
No, go back. What did it say? What did it say on the notes? Go back real quick.
Small
multiple indent, top of front.
Oh.
That's like when somebody grabbed it out of a box. I think they jabbed their finger into it or their fingernail. You know what I mean?
No, what happened is
it could be.
I pressed this book. I pressed it.
What's up, Rock City? Rock City Comics. Been a hot minute.
So I pressed this book, Todd, and I think because I saw that defect. And if you watch my video, you kind of see my face when I saw the defect. I think whenever they was pulling it out of the bag, Todd's taking freaking phone calls. We're trying to have a show, and he's on the phone. No, you're not in the outro. We started late. Rock City. So, all right. Todd's on the phone. All right. Let's see. Let's go back to this what we were playing with. So I'm going to switch this to several minor. Okay. And then the next defect was light spine stress. So let's see, spine stress marks. And just perceptible, non-color. Let's try that one. No, so they must maybe think of it as that. No. Okay, so that kind of gets, I don't really have that on this book though. I think it's more like that. So somewhere we still missing a whole grade. So the next thing was multiple indent at the top cover. All right, so let's see. Do they have an indent?
Sorry about that, Shelby.
That was rude of you, but that's okay.
Yeah, I know.
They don't have a thing for indent. What I was saying is I noticed that defect at the top cover. That was not there. I'm sure it was not because this is a pressable defect. I think what they did is when they reached their hand in to pull it out of the bag, they sagged.
That's what I'm saying. It's like when you're doing it quick, when you're not paying attention, when you're not really focused.
That was not there when it left my house. That happened at CGC, man.
Some stuff like that's going to happen, and there's
nothing. I agree with you. That's why I don't really complain. That's why
there's not much you can do about that.
I mean, on my video, I did not.
You know, if that's worst, if that's the worst that happens, you're pretty lucky because
I agree with you there.
Are being, they're being handled by human beings, and human beings are not perfect. It's the nature of the beast. I mean, just as I do, nobody's as careful with your comics as you are.
All right, so here's me using the tool and basically trying to decipher from this tool and the grader's notes. And I roughly came up, depending on which one I chose, I came up with either a 7 or an 8. And this got graded as a 7.5. So, yeah, pretty close. Pretty close.
Tool seems like it's useful.
It looks like it's useful to get you in a ballpark. So,
I mean, and isn't that really any grade?
I had actual grader notes to compare against. Now, if I was looking at that, maybe would I have said something different? I don't know. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, and I also wonder, are you and I going to look at a book as an individual and see more than what they're listing in their notes? Do they see more than what they list in their notes? You know, how thorough are their notes? Because if you think about it, you know, like you don't get notes for a 9.8 or a 9.6, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
So you really, what is the reason a book is a 9.6 and a 9.8? There has to be a reason. I'm not saying there
Right.
isn't. I'm just saying it's not recorded.
Right.
It's not identified. It's not communicated. So
Right.
you know,
And
it's
you
kind of
know,
a challenging idea. It's really what I think grading is a lot like measurement and science. They're all just estimates. Some are better estimates. They're done with better tools. Some people are better at observing comics and they're more familiar with defects than other people are. You know, it would almost be like if we looked at that big long list of defects, I'd
yeah,
have to literally go through and read each one. Do I really know what each one is? Do I understand each defect? I
yeah,
can't say without a doubt that I do. I would guess that I know a pretty good majority of them.
yeah.
But there's probably some stuff I could learn, and you
Oh,
know,
sure.
so could everybody else. So it's really like when we kind of get into grading, I don't think it's less about right and wrong, and it's more about like, you know, can you agree on an estimate?
Yeah. Now, to speak to what Rock City just said, in the end, it's subjective to the person grading. However, here's my view on subjectivity. Like Todd and I both look at a book. Yes, it's subjective to what we would grade it. But if we are good graders, our subjectiveness should not be off more than half a grade. Right? So I might say this is an 8, which is what I thought this would come back as, was an 8. Todd might say a 7.5.
See,
And
and
Todd was greater that day, right? So it should be subjective, but I say it should be subjective to no more than half a grade. So, you know, but if Todd came back and said this was a 6 and I said it was an 8, something's wrong there, right? You know, but if we were both trained the same and we look at the same defects, we both grade the defects in the same way, we should not be off more than half a grade. That's my opinion on subjectivity.
you know, I almost disagree on the sense of I don't believe that is really what subjectivity really truly means.
Oh, I agree. That's not what it means by
And
definition.
I
But when
think
we're
it's
talking about
used
grading,
right. I think it's
yeah,
used as like
yeah,
almost a placeholder to
yeah,
describe the fact that it's hard for two people to come up with the same grade
yeah,
because there's so many variables that go into grading a comic book, especially when there's different degrees of defects and different kinds of defects. And then you know there's a lot of people just they never take a book out of the bag. They don't look at the
right,
structure of the book. Is the
right,
you know literally the structural integrity of the book still there?
right. All right. So y'all got Shelby and Todd after dark. We didn't get started till 10. Todd's end of the school year.
Mhm.
Kept him late. He had to stay after school. He was a bad boy. Um,
I took off the shirt and tie and got into the gorilla outfit.
that's why I got the red light on tonight because it's Shelby and Todd after dark.
And I'm in the shadows.
So the only other thing that I had in terms of news was earlier today, the Eisner Award nominees were announced. And the Eisner Awards, if you don't know, is a longstanding award ceremony to recognize people within the industry. The award ceremony is held at San Diego Comic-Con. I think it's now sponsored by Disney. So you kind of see almost a little Disney kind of theme look in here.
Yeah,
But,
sure. I was going to say.
no, go ahead. good.
The Will Eisner font kind of almost looks
I
Disney-fied.
know it does. It looks like Walt Disney font. So I'm not going to go through all the different nominations, but there's a few that jumped out at me. So best short story, I knew none of these. I'll just go and tell you. I did notice World's Finest Part 1 by Tom King and Wonder Woman #3 was one of the nominees. All right. And graders want to interpret. You're talking truth, Todd. Woo.
What's that?
Rob City was agreeing with you.
Yeah. Look, and it's like, I'm just saying, like, I just, again, it's just, it comes down to, like, the better educated you are as a comic collector, the more research you do about learning about grading, the more you learn about how books are made, and if you're into different periods of books, and I'm sure Shelby can talk on this at length with all that great conservation work he's doing on books. The different eras have different materials, different ways they were produced, and just that alone is probably a textbook worth of information.
Yeah, for sure. So this is a theme we're going to see with these nominations. Best single issue one shot. So DC Nightwing 105 from Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo. Don't know it. Nightwing has a lot of nominations, so that must be a really good book going on. I know you get new comics. Have you been looking at Nightwing?
No, I don't. I don't have a lot of people asking for DC stuff.
Really?
So I don't put a lot on the shelf, to be honest with you, because it was just not moving. So
okay. There's a Star Trek book here. Star Trek Day of Blood, Shaq's Best Day. And Derek Charm.
That's from Lower Deck. Shax is one of the characters on Lower Deck. He's the
security. Oh yeah, it is.
And I got a copy of that, and I wanted to read it, and somebody bought it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll get another copy." And I just never got another copy. Oh, I love that. I love Lower Decks.
I do too. I've only watched the first and second season. I think there's 4 seasons so far.
Yeah, I watch them all over and over. I love.
Yeah, they're great. Superman Annual from Joshua Williamson, and then Sweet Paprika Black, White, and Pink. So those are our nominations for best single issue. Best continuing series, and again, big from DC. We haven't seen any Marvel yet. Birds of Prey by Kelly Thompson, Nightwing by Tom Taylor, Shazam by Mark Waid, Transformers, which is Image, and then Wonder Woman by Tom King. So yeah, DC killing it. Does it chronicle how they make that be total shacks?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Baby Bear. I love it. Yeah.
Best limited series, Superman Lost. I had not heard of that series.
It was, I actually ordered that. I have most of the issues, and I wanted to read it. And it's something. It sounded cool. It was like Superman got lost in space or something.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of got my interest, and I got to put the issues together or order a trade when I see it. I'll probably just order a trade.
Kill Your Darlings, an Image comic. The Call, another Image comic, and then Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons by Frank Terry and Inikai Miranda. Go ahead.
I did read Kill Your Darlings. I read the first issue for sure, and I want to say I read maybe the second. And I intend to read them all. The first issue was a good read. It was kind of like a very psychologically a psychological thriller almost
Okay.
about this little girl, and she connects with she has this like make believe land, but then it takes on like a real property, and there's demons or monsters or something. I
Okay.
got to read more to get the
So,
full story.
for best new series, we have Kelly Thompson again. So she had done The Call, but she also did Black Cloak. That's nominated. I actually just sold that in an auction last week. I didn't read it, sadly. I'm not sure where I got the book, but yeah, it sold very fast on eBay. Beneath the Trees, Local Man, Phantom Road, and Somna, A Bedtime Story.
Somna, yeah, that was from Distillery. The Somna was I think Tula Lote and maybe Becky Cloonan.
Becky. Yeah, it's right here. Becky
Oh,
Tula.
Tula Lote. I can't see that. That's so tiny, man.
Oh. There's that better.
And I'm half blind, so.
All right, we're going to skip early readers. I did not know any of these. We're going to skip for kids. I did not know any of these. We're going to skip teens. I didn't know any of these. Best humor. I didn't know any of these, but some of these sounded pretty good. I was a teenage Michael Jackson impersonator.
It's Jeff is a Marvel book.
It's Jeff.
Yeah.
Another Kelly Thompson book, so she's killing it. Yeah. Best anthology. First time we seen a Marvel book nominated. So Marvel Age 1000.
Well, that's like technically that's the second Marvel because it's Jeff is a Marvel book.
Oh, is it?
In the previous?
Oh, it is. Yep, you're right. Yeah, and I don't recognize others. Okay, best reality-based work. I didn't recognize any of these. Best graphic memoir. Did not recognize any of these. Best graphic album new. Ashes. I remember that came out. I don't think I knew any of the others. Eden 2, Guest in the House, Parasocial, and Roaming. Now, best graphic album reprint. Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise Treasury Edition. That sounds good.
That probably looks dope.
Hip Hop Family Tree, the Omnibus by Ed Piscor. And then Wonder Woman Historia, the Amazons. So, yeah. I didn't recognize any of these, but I would like to read this H.P. Lovecraft, The Shadow over Innsmouth. It's a Dark Horse manga. Watership Down. I hated that movie. I hated that as a cartoon movie. Supposedly for kids, that was the most terrible freaking nightmare fuel movie you'll ever.
You know what that movie's an allegory for?
Yeah, it was like
it's the Holocaust.
Okay.
That's what it is. That's why it's so scary.
Yeah, it's terrible. And I think they remade it recently too. Best international material. I did not recognize any of these except for Ashes, Alvarado Ortiz. International Asia. Again, I did not recognize any of these. A collection of comic strips. So Popeye, Disney Silly Symphonies. Yeah, it's the only things I recognize. Okay, best archival collection for comic books. I didn't know they put this out, but it sounds good. Adventures in Terror, the Atlas Comics Library, Volume 1. All Negro Comics, 75th Anniversary Edition. The Ballad of Halo Jones, full color omnibus. That's, of course, Alan Moore and Ian Gibbons. Michael Golden's Marvel Stories Artist Edition. I did see that. They showed that on Cartoonist Kayfabe when it came out. All right, best writer in comic books. Most of these I did not know. Stephen Graham Jones, no idea. Earth Divers, IDW. Marco Tamaki, Roaming, don't know that one. Tom Taylor for Nightwing. Kelly Thompson, which we've seen many nominations for her. Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn. Black Cloak, The Call, it's Jeff. Mark Waid for Batman, Superman, World's Finest. Shazam and World's Finest Teen Titans. And then Jay Winslow Wilson for Poison Ivy. So, again, I recognize 3 of those names. Best writer artist. Do not know any of these people.
I know Daniel Warren Johnson. His work on Transformers is
yeah.
You know, the hack slash, hack and slash.
Yes. Now I did recognize some of the names, but this is hack slash back to school. So I remember the original hack slash.
Yeah, this is just a newer release. I remember when that came out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Best penciler, inker, or penciler, inker team. Jason Sean Alexander for Detective Comics, Philadelphia. Tula Lute. Do not know that person.
Oh, Tula Lute's art is really cool. I'm a big fan of hers. She does some exclusives, some not exclusives. She'll do a ratio once in a while. She does work for Distillery. She might be doing some work for Penthouse Comics. Does some really, and I actually met her once at Heroes Con one year.
Inikai Miranda, so Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons. Dan Mora for Batman, Superman, World's Finest. Chris Samney for Firepower. I do remember when that came out. I remember
still going.
I didn't read it.
Still going.
Best painter, multimedia artist. Jason Sean Alexander, which we talked about before, but this is for a book he did called Blackula, Return of the King from Zombie Love Studios.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing something about that.
Martin Simmons for Universal Monsters Dracula.
Yeah, that book is awesome looking.
And I don't recognize any of the others. All right, best cover artist. I love there's 2 females nominated. Jen Bartel for a slew of things. DC Pride, Fire and Ice, Welcome Smallville, Captain Marvel, Demon Wars, Scarlet Witch, and Sensational She-Hulk. Then Jenny Friesen for Alice Never After, Berserk, Night Terrors, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy. 3 females nominated. Shoko for Demon Wars, Scarlet Sin, and various alternate covers. I do not recognize E.M. Geist, but apparently he did a few.
E.M. Geist has done
Spider-Man.
Has done some really cool covers. Again, it's an occasional variant, or I see one come through, but some of them I like more than others. But definitely, E.M. Geist has done some really cool covers.
Dan Mora, who we mentioned earlier, Batman, Superman, World's Finest.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Cagle for Detective Comics. Do not recognize that name. Best coloring. I don't recognize any of these names, but Jordy for Batman, Birds of Prey. Matt Hollingsworth, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think I've heard of the top first 3, but not McCrae or Dean White.
Yeah, Lee Lowridge. So did Philadelphia, Star Trek. Dave McGang, The Sacrificers, The Walking Dead Deluxe, and Dan White for Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, Rock. I love
I love Jenny Friesen, and
Friesen does some amazing covers, and Bartel does some really cool covers too. I think I see more Friesens than Bartels, but I don't know if that's just what I see or what.
Best lettering. Surprised this is even still a category with like computer and all that stuff, but I guess.
John Workman, always John Workman.
Who?
No, he's the guy who lettered Thor for Simonson.
Best comics related periodical. Comics Journal still going strong. I'll be honest, I did not recognize any of these other journals.
Like, are there still periodicals, or it's like, yeah, it's just, I think everything's going to be on the web.
Yeah, best comics related book. Okay, it's a thing. Best academic scholarly work. Now, I did notice this was interesting. The Claremont run, subverting gender in the X-Men. University of Texas Press. So probably maybe someone's thesis.
Someone did a research paper about
something.
Someone did a research paper on gender roles in the X-Men.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Best publication design. So under Magnetic Press, whom I hadn't heard of, and designed by Mike Kennedy, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein box set, Cretaceous Ninja, Inside Sherlock Holmes, Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind. Yeah.
Is that the band or the torture device?
It's the band. That was an album of theirs, Peace of Mind. Okay. All right, best web comic. I did not recognize any of these people's names or any of these comics. So may worth going and checking out. Best digital comic. I recognize Ed Brubaker's name for a thing he did called Friday.
You know what it is, dude? The comics there's such a wide breadth of comic publications that are there for so many different people's tastes and enjoyment and entertainment. It's kind of cool just to see how deep it goes.
Yeah. So the Hall of Fame, they nominate 16 people. Let's see, how does this work? Has announced the Eisner judges has chosen 16 nominations for whom voters will select 4 to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. These 4 will be joining the 19 individuals that judges have already chosen for the Hall of Fame. So 16 people that are chosen, 4 of which will be selected. Gus Oriola, this person died in 2008, but he'd been around since 1917. He worked on The Yellow Kid. Mexican newspaper strips.
Foundational stuff in there.
Exactly. We wouldn't be where we're at without people like this.
Then you got Eddie Campbell from Hell. He wrote
Eddie Campbell, who did the art for From Hell
with Alan Moore.
Yeah.
Mike Frederick, Ghost Rider.
Yep. Don Heck.
Marvel bullpen classic Marvel artist.
Exactly.
Worked on Silver Marvels.
Klaus Janson, of course. Now, what I didn't know is it said Janson made his professional debut for Marvel in 1973, inking Rich Buckler's pencils in the Black Panther Jungle Action. So I have the complete run of Jungle Action. I need to see which ones he inked.
Yeah.
Abe Kingston.
Worked with Will
Letterer
Eisner.
for Will Eisner on the Spirit newspaper strip from 48 to number 50, to 1950. Jim Lee, we all know who that is. Mike Magnola, we know who that is. Tom Palmer, we know who that is.
Worked on Black Panther and some other stuff, and
Yeah,
tons of Marvel stuff.
yeah, did a lot of inking for Neil Adams. Bob Powell, another one of those old school ones. He did Jumbo Comics for Fiction House, Mystery Men Comics for Fox, Speed Comics for Harvey, Crack Comics, Hit Comics, Military Comics, Smash Comics, Feature Comics, all those Golden Age books. So, but it says he's best known for his artwork on Mr. Mystic, which was a backup that was written by Will Eisner. So yeah, I love seeing these classic Golden Age
artists. Yeah,
we know who Mike Reuter is, but I didn't know he had started his work on the Gold Key Magnus Robot Fighter and Tarzan books. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Ira Schnapp, didn't recognize, but he's a logo designer and letterer who brought the classic Art Deco styles to DC Comics with the redesign of the Superman logo in 1940.
A lot of logo and lettering work.
Yeah.
I know you know who Phil Suling is.
Yeah. But this person also, Schnapp, he designed the Comics Code seal.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah. Phil Suling, who of course founded the direct market as we know it. Leonard Starr, did not recognize this person, but he's another Golden Age artist. Did his first work in the Chesler shop and Funnies Inc. He drew the Submariner and the Human Torch stories for Timely, and the Don Winslow stories for Fawcett. So, Jill Thompson.
What's up, Southern Comic Geek? How you doing, my friend? Got Southern in the chat.
What's up, Southern? Jill Thompson, probably more known to me for her editorial work with DC Vertigo, where she brought over like Neil Gaiman Sandman. She did a lot of work on like the Invisibles, Black Orchid, the Seekers. So yeah. And then Angelo Torres. This person I'd heard of, another Golden Age artist, started as studio mate to Al Williamson, doing EC titles. So
how delayed is this? Crazy.
All right, and then the 19 that the panel had already chosen that will be going into the Hall of Fame. I'll be honest, I did not recognize a lot of these people.
So, how many people are actually in the Hall of Fame?
I have no idea.
Are there like hundreds?
Probably hundreds.
Okay.
Yes, and I do know that it's a Disney thing now. So it's they actually have, I think, like a display or something now, like at Disney World. So I know Disney has a lot of involvement or owns this now. Kim Deitch, best known for doing Waldo the Cat in 1930s. Craig Feisel drew many of the covers for the first American comic books, including the pre-Batman Detective Comics 2 through 17. So that's interesting. A.B. Frost, did not recognize any of these, so I apologize. Billy Graham, an African-American comic artist whose earliest work appeared in Warren's Vampirella in 1969. Gary Groth, of course, we know.
Founded Fantagraphics.
Yeah, Fantagraphics, thank you. Albert Cantor, classic comics for Elliott Publishing.
It's like Classics Illustrated.
Classics Illustrated. There you go. Warren Kremer. He did a lot of titles: Little Max, Joe Palooka, Giant, Hot Stuff, Little Audrey. He did work for Star Comics with Marvel.
Count Duckula, Planet Terry, and Count Duckula. Wow, Ewoks. Hey.
Yeah. Rod Turner did Last Gasp in 1970.
This book is awesome, but destroyed.
Do what?
The Ewoks anniversary.
Yeah.
This copy is so destroyed. Broke my heart.
George Tuska did his first professional work in 1939 on Scorchy Smith. But he did Jungle Weeds, Planet Wonderworld, and Mystery Men. Lynn Varney, notable cartoonist, did the coloring for Frank Miller's Ronin.
He was married to Frank Miller for a minute.
Also for Dark Knight Returns. And yeah, definitely notable person. Then James Warren, of course, person that published, Warren Publishing that we know of, who published Famous Monsters, but also Creepy Eerie, Blazing Combat, Vampirella, and The Spirit. So, yeah. So, that is kind of it for my comic news that I had. I thought that was interesting. Just kind of go through the, Eisner Awards and stuff, or nominees, I should say. Reflecting and bringing to light some really great artists and stuff. So
awesome.
All right, what did I miss over here? Anything good?
We got Rock City chiming out.
Have won Eisner Awards, but what we were looking for is how many people's actually in the Hall of Fame. And then hello, Southern Comic Geek. Okay, so y'all can go check out my video I dropped today on my CGC pickup. So I'm not really going to go through those, but yeah, I'll probably be. I'm not sure what to do with these yet. These great books, but we'll figure out something. I had purchased them to flip a while back. Anyway, last weekend was the Bedrock City half price sale, and I hit two of the locations, the one nearest me and the one in the middle of Houston. That's on Washington Street. I did not go to the main store, and I was mainly looking for Golden Age project books, meaning things that I could conserve, that I could work on for conservation. The first two books, Todd's texting or something.
No, somebody, I posted a picture. I don't know if you haven't watched X-Men 97, I don't want to give anything away.
Don't give it away. It just finished, so I'm going to do a...
I just posted a picture of an Easter egg that I think I probably got by a lot of people. It was only on for a fleeting moment.
So, I'm going to binge watch it.
I looked at the webpage, and there's like 15 pages of awards, so there's a lot of people in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. All right. Since these were half off, I picked these two books up because they were just cool. DC Superstar is really high grade for this really cool, thick, square-bound book. It's in real high grade, has Teen Titans, so I thought that'd be a fun read.
You've been on a nice Teen Titans kick lately.
I have been on Teen Titans kick for a while. Starman, first issue special, number 12, which I think is the last issue. It's 12 or 13 issues. But yeah, where every issue is a first issue.
Cool.
This was just a cool ass cover. Check that out, man.
That was crazy. What is that? A motorcycle with a face on it?
I know, man. It's two American soldiers chasing down this poor Korean or Vietnamese guy with freaking crazy ass masks mounted to their motorcycle.
Jack's like, what?
No, this is Freeway.
Freeway. I knew it. As soon as I said it, I knew it.
Yeah,
God,
Freeway
Jordan.
sick. She has cancer and doesn't have long to live, but she actually made it up here.
Freeway?
Yeah, you can. She's got a big tumor there. See?
Yeah, I know how that goes. I had that with my pup.
Yeah.
Sad.
But she makes it around okay, don't you, girl? You make it around pretty good with Daddy. All right. Well, that's a cool ass cover. I had to pick it up. This was kind of interesting. So I noticed that this was Top Comic, of course, but this is, I recognize the cover because it's the first appearance of Daffy Duck. But
oh, come on, Rock, you're good. You texted me. That's good, Daffy Duck. I love Daffy.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting is this is Top Comics. It's a reprint of Top Comics #1, first appearance of Daffy Duck, but they reprinted it 4 times. This is the last reprint they did, which is 1967. They had it marked as a 9.2. I agree, it's a high grade book, and there was 2 of them, so I had to pick them up. I did find a few Golden Age books. This is from 1950, I think 1956 or something like that.
That's pretty good.
Tom and Jerry, clean copy. And then another real clean copy of Tom and Jerry. I think 1957. Who else remembers? Oh, Quick Draw McGraw.
Quick Draw. Classic old cartoon.
Yeah. And then I'm a sucker for these photo covers. So a couple of great.
I like the Lone Ranger. I love the painted covers.
Yeah.
The photos are cool too. Don't get me wrong, but I do dig the painted covers.
Yeah, the painted covers are cool. Yeah, very cool. This wasn't in high grade, but I don't hardly ever see these books. Little Gold Key, the Little Monsters. Great colors.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then when I went to Washington Street, I found these 3 books. And they were on the back wall, and sometimes they do have price on the back wall books. But yeah, really high grade.
Second master.
Second, yeah. So they had this graded about an 8.0. I think it's a little higher. They were a little bit strict on their grading. So for half price, I mean $60, then I got for $30. I mean, come on, dude. A really clean copy of the Spectre #2. Neil Adams art. It's just a super clean copy. I've actually gone through this book really closely. I've already pressed it and stuff, and I think they have it as an 8.0, but I think I can get a little higher on it.
These days are long for me, Rock. These days have been long for me, brother.
Yeah, we're almost done. So I'm going to do some of this. Now, the #3, they also had it as an 8.0. Really clean copy, Spectre #3. But it had some light staining on the back cover. You couldn't see unless you put it in the light just right. So, but yeah, really early Spectres. I mean, in high grade, hard to find. So, but like I said, I was looking for project books. I needed some Golden Age books. I've got tons of Silver Age books as projects, but I needed some Golden Age books. So I got on the old eBays, clickety clackety clickety on Sunday, and I found
I love the sound effects that you think eBay makes. Clickety clackety clunkety. Oh my god. Uh,
so I found these two books, and they just came in yesterday. I bought them on Sunday, and I got them on Wednesday. Is that a freaking great deal? Um,
Expedient shipping.
the Marvel Family, number 53. So this is a perfect project book for me. Bad spine roll, which I can fix. Uh, um, Slight rusting on the top of the staples, but the rust doesn't mitigate to the interior. If you look at the interior, beautiful, beautiful patinaed staples, and I can remove this rust. Some spine ticks, which are easy to remove, maybe just a little bit of spine reinforcement. And yeah, this book, which the person had graded as a fair, I could probably get a VG out of. Jumped it from like a 2.0 to around a 5.0 with some conservation work. So this is the exact kind of stuff I'm looking for. And only paid $20 for it. $20.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you 40 after you fix it. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to hit on you. You do your thing.
Now there is some there. This is a series title. For some reason, I've always loved the covers. I love the logo. This is the first time I've owned one, and I could not be happier. Daredevil Comics,
Golden
number
Age
33. There's something about that red and blue half. I mean, Gleason Comics Company. This is 1954. It is a war book with a single staple. Because during World War II, they did single staples in
There
books.
was less metal. There wasn't as metal wasn't around. They needed it for the war effort.
Yep. So this is a single staple book, 52 pages, killer cover. It's not in bad shape.
It looks pretty nice.
It is nice. So I couldn't be happier. It's not going to take a lot to clean this book up. The back cover is really dirty, but I can.
Rock, I think V5 always like VG plus, fine minus, like right in that ballpark.
Yeah, when I say VG, I'm thinking probably around the 4 to 4.5 type of area, right? That's where I'm kind of thinking. So, like all those weird science and fantasies. Like I said, I expected all those to be kind of mid grade, 4 or 5, something like that. So they're in your VG to fine range. But yeah, I just couldn't be happier. First time I've owned one of these Daredevil comics. Yeah, and I only paid $40 for it.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's a couple of great project books that I get to work on. I'll be taking these apart and doing my normal cleaning and
I can't
stuff.
say what I paid for some stuff, unfortunately.
Huh?
I can't say what I've paid for some stuff, unfortunately.
I know. I'll do a little brag on those because when you do conservation and there's certain defects you can fix, you kind of look at books a little differently, right? Like,
I bet.
Dude, that spine roll, I can fix that. Yeah, I just did I'm working on the early Tales to Astonish, which has really, really bad foxing. That I I just ran through the deacidification bath. I just did a spine reinforcement on. It's come out really good so far. You can't hardly even see the work on the spine. And on this one, the pages also have a lot of browning, and I think I said foxing, but I meant tanning. Has a lot of tanning, and I'm about to do a complete deacidification on all the interior pages. So yeah. No, Rock City. Yeah, you and I were thinking. Yeah, you, I, and Todd are all thinking in the same range there. Yeah, that
Yeah.
probably around a 4 or 5. I mean, the person sold it to me as a 1.0. I think they were a little bit off on that. I probably would call it. I don't know. It's a pretty bad spine roll, but
spine roll one way, can roll back the other way.
Yeah, it's a little more involved than that, but
I don't have anything cool to show. I don't even want to show anything now. Oh, I showed everything last week. I've only gotten new stuff in. Well, that's kind of cool. I don't even know what this is. Might be some White Widow book. Yeah, some White Widow book. I haven't seen that one.
I've not seen that one either, man. Yeah, she's got the going north and south there, Todd. You know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with a little rogue.
You showed that one last week. Yeah, I love that. Is that part of that jungle thing that Campbell did? Am I remembering right?
It's Lee. I'm not sure. Who is this? Oh, this is a Ikajure. Harley and.
Oh yeah. Man, I love that Poison Ivy.
What's up, Rico Suave Jr.?
What up? Yo!
My buddy Rico. Cool Venom. I showed you.
Wish I could find the way to have collections come to me. Hey, I say that all the time, Rock City. Todd is the lucky guy right now. I gotta go hunt shit down like a frickin' bloodhound, buddy. What up, Rico? Oh, I love that Miss Marvel. And that was my favorite suit of hers too.
Got that nice little sash.
Yeah, she's got the lightning bolt right across them big old bouncy.
This is like a good little box. I don't know a lot. I mean, I know this one. Psylocke. Oh, that's cool. That's the Moon Knight coming out of the grave.
Rico said he wants some Batman, Catwoman, virgins only.
DC's tough to find virgins, man. DC.
Oh, go back 2 books. Go back 2 books. Right there. So, what's his name that did that cover? It's not Tan, but he did that cover for Marvel. He doesn't do a lot of Marvel covers, and Marvel would not let him sign the book. So look at the emblem on the side of the card.
It says Gwen's.
Yeah, it's his initials or something, right?
Because I just showed up Venom. Rico. Here, I'll find it.
No, you showed it to me. You showed it to me earlier. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I said I showed this one to you earlier.
Yeah, but yeah, that's before we did the show. So
no, but I just held it up a moment ago. I showed you.
Attention.
I got that one, Rico. Let me see what else I got in here. I'll just grab a stack and go through them. We got Magic. I guess this is her X-Men Gala outfit. I don't know. $7 a piece, Rico. But just hit me up, man. You got my number. $7 a piece for you, my friend.
Yeah, Todd, I think we're gonna have to do a Saturday auction.
That's a cool Juggernaut. That's the one I took out and said I thought was cool.
That's a good Juggernaut.
That's Miko Cyan.
Have any of those album covers?
The hip hop ones, Rico.
Hip-hop. I actually am thinking about go ahead and selling my hip hop collection. I've got a full short box of hip hop comics, a full short box. Yes, and I am thinking about selling those.
I'll buy them.
No.
What do you mean no?
Let the people have their have a shot first.
Okay, then I'll sell some people the Supergirl and the stuff you already paid for.
In that case, I'm the people. See.
Yeah, it's Magic and Scarlet Witch, the Emperor.
Oh, now you do have an announcement. You're going to be at a show this weekend, right?
I am.
Are you going to be set? You're going to be setting up?
Yes, I'm setting up and selling. I'll be at Front Row Card Show and Comic Show in Pasadena this weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Are they online? Can you show the?
Yeah, let me pull it up. And then I also have another announcement, which I'm super excited about.
All right, so while Todd's looking for that, I'll go and finish out the announcements that I had.
Yeah, whenever you want to.
So first of all, y'all be sure and go check out Gorilla Todd on his IG. He shows images of his books and stuff he gets in. Y'all can always hit him up, send him a little message. He always answers his messages. He does mine anyway. Give him a list of things you're looking for or what you're interested in, and he will get back to you with a lot of pictures. He sent me a bunch of pictures today of some great signed slabs that he has in stock. I noticed a few moments ago that Southern Comic Geek was in here. He just bought this really killer original art. I don't know why clicking on it don't open it up, but really cool original art. I think it's from Dark Knight's Death Metal issue 2, page 20. And then he showed a picture of what it was in the original comic book. So congratulations to him. For me, you can find me over on eBay. So ebay.com, STR, which is the abbreviation for store, Shelby's Comics. Or you can just type into Google, eBay, Shelby's Comics, and it'll give you a direct link to my eBay store. Again, I know Todd and I both feel so blessed with, what we have been able to do, but a lot of things go really quick. I usually try to keep around 50 to 60 books, and then by Friday, I'm usually down to around 30 books. I do auctions every week. This coming week, I'm going to be doing, starting on Sunday, so you can see there's still a lot of stuff that hadn't been bid on, man. Young Avengers #1, second print, 99 cents. Hunt for Wolverine, Mandapore, that's only got one bid on it. Silver Surfer Rune Collector's Edition, both versions, no bids. Young Avengers #5, first appearance of the Third Vision, high grade, only one bid on it for 99 cents. A lot of low bids. No bid right now on this Age of X-Men Alpha for only $19.99. No bids on this USA Avenger. This has a Red Hulk appearance in it. Ultimate Fallout, Magic the Gathering, couple of great Spider-Man books with no bids on them.
This is why picking up collections is fantastic.
But yeah, go bid away, and then there's a lot of great golden and silver age stuff in the buy it nows right now, and check it out. If you want to make a deal on something, just send me an IG and we can work it out. Okay.
So if I see something I like on your eBay store, I can just message you and
You
buy it
can.
directly from you and cut out eBay.
You can.
Okay, good to know. But no, I was gonna say, like, the great thing about having like even the storefront that I have is when you get collections, you get some great books.
Great stuff.
You know, if you're, you know, like
But
Shelby said,
I do know what Todd paid for this collection. I'll say this: Todd made a fair offer to the person. Okay, I think
you
he
know,
paid up around 60 or so percent, which
yeah,
is a really, I mean, Todd
I did
did
that
fair
right.
to this person. Okay, so don't think that he paid 10 cents a book for those
Oh,
things.
no
Okay,
way, no way. I'm into that for some money, but it's I'm gonna sell it for some money. No two ways about it. Um, no, it's dude,
people
it's
watch
not
on the
each.
Rewind Rock.
Yeah, you know, it's out there for everybody to watch. No, it's look, I'm willing to pay for good books, and that's why I get good books because I'm willing to pay for good books. I'm not trying to, you know, I spend a good amount of time with the person. We hashed it out. I kind of try to get an idea of what that they wanted out of it because that's half the thing is, you know, knowing the goal of the other party. And if you know that, you know, can I get there? Can we get there? Is it, you know, and it's, you know, it's that's just how I, you know, how I work. I mean, it's like I pick up. Look, this is a pile of books somebody brought me. This is not anything nearly as great. You know, it's a Deathlock run.
Yeah, and you probably did pay. Yeah, probably will pay 30 cents a book for those.
No, I gave them what they wanted credits. I gave them basically $1 a book in credit,
There you go.
which is, you know, what am I going to sell that stuff for? $3 a book?
No,
It's
those are dollar books, dude. Sorry. I mean, to
okay.
me it is.
You know, $2 or $3 a buck, whatever,
Yeah.
50 cents on any given day. You know,
But that's okay. See, it all works out because, you know, yeah, even if you gave $1 a book, whatever they picked up, you know, you probably, you know, gave 50% on. So now
yeah,
they're
yeah.
really
And
costing.
it's one of my regulars, so I'm
Now
not
they
worried.
come to 50 cents each. Plus, it's a regular, like you said, and they drop money on other books.
I'm
And so,
not
yeah,
even,
that's the way
I'm
it
not
works
even
out.
worried about it.
Exactly.
You know, and it's
Did you have
just,
an image of that con you're
yeah,
going to?
yeah. Just it's in the
Oh,
you know, you got to put it in the studio or whatever.
yeah, I see it. Oh, did you? Oh,
It's like,
I'm sorry.
it
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I see it. Yes.
yeah, no, there it is right there. Front row card show, Pasadena. Front row card show, cards, comics, collectibles, May 18th and 19th. Um, let me see something here.
All ages.
Why did he get me to the? There we go. That's where I want to be. So let's see. Pasadena. I do his Phoenix and his Vegas shows. So he does shows. This promoter does shows in 3 different venues. Wonder if he has. This is a book. Uh, some of the his sponsors, the world famous Gold and Silver Pawn Shop, Pristine Auctions, Greg Morris, Ultra Pro, Beckett, some other good stuff. You know, it's a pretty. The guy's name is Dan.
Yeah.
He runs a really nice show, and
No,
it's a
it sounds
good
great.
it's a good little show I like doing. So yeah, that's where I'll be. I also let me see.
How far a drive is Pasadena?
It's about 4 to 5 hours.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Let me see if I can wrangle this up. This is a. I don't have another. Let's see. Let me download this. Okay. So I am going to be having my very first signing. You can take
Oh
this.
yeah.
You can. Let's get rid of this. The show info. Do stop sharing. Let me see. So there's a new Vampirella book coming out. Um, Dark Reflections. What did I do? And yeah, there it is. I'm gonna have Joni Brosis here at the shop on July 27th.
You think she'll sign my boobies?
If you want to come and ask, I mean, that's kind of exactly what I want to avoid. I don't
Oh,
want to creep her
all
out,
right.
but you know, I appreciate that, Rock. Yeah, so yeah, she's gonna be here. But I told her like be comfortable, wear the Vampirella t-shirt. No way I want her sitting in the Vampirella outfit
Oh yeah, yeah.
for like 5 hours. That's some serious
No, no,
chafing.
no. That's crazy.
Yeah, so we've communicated, through text and email. Seems really cool. I'm really excited to have her. I think it's going to be a really, really good day because it's also happening. The July 27th is we're having something in Vegas called the Las Vegas Comic Crawl, which is
Oh,
put on by my buddy Barney with Simpsons
oh
Comic.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So are
And
you on? Are you on the crawl route?
I am on the crawl. He did it back in, I want to say, December of last year, and this is going to be a summer edition, and then I'll do it twice a year. So the crawl is that day, the 20. It's that weekend, but Saturday is usually the busiest day. So I'll reach out to her. Maybe she'll pop on one of our YouTube shows if you promise she'll behave.
I'll behave.
Okay. No, she does a lot of covers. She's done
She does.
other
I looked up some of her covers. Whenever you
Vampirellas,
told me
Red
about it. Yeah,
Sonias, so you know, it's she made this, so that's about as official as it gets.
that's great.
And it's funny, I see her little heart in her signature. It reminds me of one of my students. That's how they write. So July 27th, you can come buy your copies of Vampirella Dark Reflections and get them signed. It's going to be a fun day.
Yeah.
Plus,
So on mine, I want her to write, "Thanks for a great weekend. Love, Joni."
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
See what I can do. That might cost a little extra. Do you want to draw like a little something on there?
No,
No, no, really?
no.
Would you want to see?
I just want to imagine what she might draw, not actually what she would.
Okay, okay, that's valid. So yeah, that's definitely some cool stuff we got brewing at the clubhouse here. That's what I call my little place, Gorilla Todd's Clubhouse. So
Very cool.
and I'm working on other stuff. I've always got some buns in the oven. Um, Rico, you and I just need to hook up on and talk and I'll explain to you the whole rigmarole of everything that's gone on about what you said earlier in the chat.
Yeah.
And I appreciate what you're saying there, Rock. I try to be like straight up about books, and I almost rather than grading books, I'd rather just describe it, and if I observe a defect, communicate what I see. So that if there's a crease and it looks like it's 2 inches, there's a 2-inch crease. There's spine takes a bright color. It's just that way. It's like it's less about subjectivity and more like, look, this is what I see wrong with the book. I'm not infallible, but I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and thank y'all for asking these types of questions. What Todd and I've always wanted is this to be more of a hangout, get together type of show on Thursdays, but you can ask any questions. We do love showing off books. You're always welcome to hit any of us up on the IGs if you see something that you're interested in. And there seems to be enough interest that, we might do the old school Saturday night auction again and give y'all a chance to do that. So,
and I will tell you right now, if I do an auction on YouTube at this point, it is surely for the fun of it, for the hanging out with Shelby, hanging out with a couple other dudes on the panel or females, whatever, girls, dudes, guys, unknowns. I don't care. Whoever ends up hanging out with us, it's for the fun of it and the enjoyment of it.
That's why we didn't really want to turn this into a selling thing. But like I said, there's a lot of people that seem interested, and but you're always, like I said, welcome to hit us up on the IGs, follow us on the IGs, follow us over on eBay. You can click me.
Sellers. So I've just found a really good. I've found my groove. Something that shows.
We both,
and like guys, this, you guys like Rock. You remember how many auctions I did from the bedroom with the wall of comics growing, and I'm just showing you like this is just one room.
I'm sure your aunt is happy to have all those comics out of her house.
This is just one room here. I have another room, 2 other rooms in this building. So it's grown by leaps and bounds, and I'm loving it. And I love going to shows, and I love dude, I'm psyched for this weekend. I got to drive to California 1 a.m, get there, set up, sell books all day, eat a real good dinner, go to the hotel, sleep, go back to the show, sell books all day, drive home, come back home for the last day of school. I mean, I couldn't if you would have asked little Todd at 12 years old, what would be your dream? It would be why? What else would you rather be doing but driving to comic shows and selling comics and looking for more comics and buying comics and trading comics, and that's just like we all love.
Exactly.
Cool. Sorry, my nose is running a little bit. I just don't want it to get
So one more announcement. Next week, we should be having a special guest. I talked to him yesterday. I tried to get him to come on the show tonight, but he had other things going on. But we're going to have Phil from Phantom Restorations joining us. So this is website. He restores comic books. Has a lot of great books up on the website that he's restored. The Detective took from a 5 to a 5.5. Amazing Fantasy.
Well, wait, are you saying conserved or restored?
Conserved. He calls it
blue labels.
It's blue label, blue label conserved. So even like this one, he took it from a restored to a conserved grade and bumped it up a level. But he's had a lot of amazing books flow through his hands. He's got a really good story of an attic find that just happened. So those things are still possible. And he showed me some of the books last week that came out of that attic find, and they're incredible. It's incredible. And they'd been in an attic for around 50 years and were just found a few weeks ago. So I want him to tell that story and share some of the killer books that he has. And then y'all can ask any kind of questions if you want, about conserving or restoring. And, maybe you got a beaten up old book that, you would love to have some work done on. And so those are some great questions that's asked. If you find a high grade of 4, I will let you know.
I didn't find a high grade 4, but when I put it into my collection, since we're
I was actually looking for some Hawkman books this past week. You don't see them too often. I get Adam books. Aquaman are hard to find. Hawkman, for some reason, are hard to find.
We can never find the stuff I want when I want it. There's the Dolphin Sack. Oh, here it is. I got a Hawkman 6 recently that I'm putting in the gorilla collection because, darn it, that's a gorilla. It's got wings, but that's a gorilla if I've ever seen one.
That's a gorilla with wings.
And this is a super nice copy. Got a real high grade collection in not too long ago. Got another couple. I think I got another couple boxes of high grade stuff coming in. Probably tomorrow. Might have to run and pick them up after school. And who knows what I'll get. That, every time it's, it's, and I'll be honest, when it comes to buying collections, I think honestly, one, it's word of mouth. People got to know you're out there and you're buying comics. And 2, they have to have a way to find you. You have to be accessible. It's all about accessibility. So
100%.
I have myself, I am a legit I have a legit business, but I also have it listed on Google so people can call me and reach me. I have a business line and a website and everything. Yeah, no, I know what you're looking for, Rock. That awesome cover that she's nowhere near. Falling Hawkman. And so it's like when those things come together, and then it's just like, because a lot of times I think it's this collector knows that collector, and if you buy that guy's books and you treat them fairly and you do right by them, they're gonna communicate that to their friends, and then their friends are gonna bring you books. And again, maybe I overpay for those Deathlocks a little bit, but you know what?
No. Like I said, you did it. The guy's a good customer, right? So you throw a little.
He's going to bring me more stuff, and who knows what he's going to bring next time.
And he spends money.
And so it's like, you win. Some you win big, some you win even. That's a tough book, man. And the thing is, finding the right copy at the right price is a whole other story. Like,
that's a whole another story. Just like that Space Ghost I showed last week. I've been looking for that book for 30 years. 30 years.
Oh, come on. Look, I'll show you a stupid book. Not a stupid book, but like not like a, where'd it go? It was right in here. I just saw it. Dang it. Yeah. Savage She-Hulk #1. Nothing crazy. I never had this book for no good reason. Oh yeah, I know. I'm just making a joke about it. Look, I never had this book. I always wanted it. I was almost gonna buy one way back when, and then it started heating up because this show was it was before the show, and I was like, I'm not paying crazy money for a She-Hulk one, and I let it slide. And then what happens? My buddy picks up a small collection, and he hooks me up with the 2 books from the collection that I liked. You know, I traded
Battle
them.
of the Planets. That's another one on my want list. Is
Battle
of the Planets.
And it's from '79, and it's a newsstand, which is just, I don't know, it's because it's a Whitman. I wonder if this was just from a pack or this was an actual on a rack somewhere.
I don't think I think all the Battle of the Planets were Whitmans. I don't think they were Gold Key.
No, I don't think they were Gold Key. They're not that old. You know, so
but Gold Key went up to the early '80s.
Oh, okay. Never really thought about it like that. My books are just falling everywhere. Come on, books, work with me. Work with me.
Oh, there was a Gold Key version. Yep. So that is from a 3-pack. The early Whitmans in the 3-packs had barcodes until what happened was with the advent of scanners, people were accidentally scanning the barcode on the comic and not the barcode on the plastic bag. So that's why you started seeing the Whitmans with the UPC blank. But that didn't happen until around the 80s.
So what happened? You got your 89-cent bag of comics for 60 cents?
Yeah.
You saved, I mean, that's a substantial savings in
that's
like 1979.
It was.
It's like a 33% savings. 90 cents to 60 cents. I'll take that. That's like getting a free book in every bag.
Yeah, but you're probably gonna. I mean, what you're probably gonna be looking for is, you know, a raw copy in high grade. You know, or else you probably will be paying $3K if it's a graded book, or a raw copy that you know can be improved upon, right? And that's where you come to a guy like me, and I take care of you. Because you're my boy. You're my boy, dude.
Let Shelby use his magic hands to make you feel better. Oh, boy. Sometimes I question what I'm saying as I'm saying it. Magic hands with regards to comic conservation only.
There you go.
Specifically.
All right. So, Todd, I'm sure we'll talk later this week. You have fun at your show this weekend, man. Try not to get any accidents, and slang some funny books to the masses. Be sure and let them know coming up in July is when your Vampirella Girl's coming.
Yep, July 27th.
July 27th. So y'all start booking your tickets now, or let Todd know.
Let me know.
Let him know that you want a signed book. He'll have a stack of those books that he can get signed for you. Yeah, do it for, I don't know.
I'll be real reasonable, guys. Don't worry. We'll figure it out. But,
he will fold it in half and stick it in an envelope for you.
And also, Rock, excuse me.
I mean, you
got to hit shows. You got to hit places. You got to hit sales. You never know what you're going to find on any given day. You could hit 100 places and come up empty 99 times. But that one time, but let's be honest, the other 99 times, you're not going to come up empty. You may not find that particular book, but you'll find something.
Yeah, I mean, and it's helpful that you can clean and press yourself because, You know, like my Hulk 181, I bought it as a 6.5, I think, raw. Cleaned and pressed it, sent in CGC, got an 8.0, baby. So, you know, those are useful skills to have. But anyway, Todd is tired. I'm tired. Almost midnight here for me in Houston. So with that, say good night, everyone. It's really great hanging out. And peace,
love,
and comics. Bye, y'all.
Take care, everybody.